You got to get it done in the morning. I think when we turn 40, when we're in an active career, when we've got kids, when I don't know if you're like me, I'm imagining my audience is going to be guys in their late 30s and 40s who are trying to basically get their physical competency up, get some physical capacities going. We're talking sprinting, jumping, getting strong, all the fun stuff. But uh, let's just make this a principle. I don't think there's a world where if you have kids and you have a job that you're wanting to get home from work, like let's say you get done with work at 5 p.m. and then you want to get in, even if you have a wonderful basement home gym setup like I do. Oh my God, I'm sore. Oh. If you have a wonderful gym setup like I do, even with the convenience of this thing, I'd always find or found that I'm like petered out by the time I get home. And so all my responsibilities with housework, reading to the kids, trying to be some semblance of a father, uh, reading to the kids at night, putting them to bed, maybe catching a show with the wife or something. It's not a time for like a 90 minute to 2 hour workout. So if I was really strong, I would just clean this and oh my God, drop it into the oh, little bench rack there, but I'm not. So you get like a little quasi shrug like that. But yeah, there's just no time at the end of the day. So my new rule for myself is, except on weekends, today's a weekend, so I get to like spread my wings a little bit. The rule is, if you're in your 40s and you're trying to figure out when to develop your physical capacities, become athletic, let's just say that, become athletic, then you got to get it done in the morning. There is research that you're going to get your best performance sometime in the afternoon. But you got to mix things in that are practical. So I can't just say, well, the evidence says I'm only going to perform my best in the afternoon. Therefore, I got to only work out at 2 p.m. Well, unfortunately, I'm treating patients then. And even if I delay my workout until the evening, that's not going to go any better because I'm freaking tired and I've got responsibilities I got to take care of. So, new rule, if you're an athlete in their 40s, if you're a 40-year-old person trying to get athletic, you got to get it done in the morning. And we'll get into more of that. Okay. This probably warrants its own video, but one of my favorite things that I've been doing, it's a little inconvenient because I've only got the one rack with the pull-up bar, is I will pair my bench press with front levers. Front levers, I feel like front levers and hanging arches are like the unsung hero of great back pumps. And if you're kind of in that Arnold era or just trying to have like an upper body day where you're training chest and back, or like I like to explain to my clients, horizontal push, horizontal pull. Sometimes different pulling movements can kind of create too much noise in the shoulder, whereas I feel like a front lever or a hanging arch will basically just be purely back. Well, so here's a science-informed thing as I tuck my junk for this bench press. No flattering angles in bench press. That's what you'll find out as an influencer. Okay, so science-informed opinion about why I, at least, try to get all my workouts done in the morning. You'll know that the world is kind of split up into two sleep archetypes. That those being, there are night owls and there are morning larks. I am definitely part of the latter. So, I have a problem staying in bed. I don't know if that's like a new 40-year-old thing or just life. I don't know, not keeping me asleep. But come 4 o'clock, boom, my eyes are open. 5 o'clock, definitely, I'm awake. On my worst nights of sleep, I'll wake up at 3. I'm not one of these people that tosses and turns. I'll get a good bolus of sleep, like say 9, 9:30, or 10, and I'll go all the way to 3 p.m., 4 p.m., and that's like a good 6, 7 hour block. But the problem is I'm awake at 3 or 4 in the morning. Ideally, I'd love to go to bed at 9, wake up at 5, and get my 8 hours, but it just doesn't always happen like that for me. But anyway, I'm a morning lark, and so of course I'm going to have a workout schedule that kind of caters to that. That workout schedule being obviously in the morning. This worked for me in the past too. I would get a lot of my best procrastinating. I was about to say studying, but it was really procrastinating in high school, where I would um, wake up in the morning and read whatever chapter, or get the Spark Notes or Pink Monkey, or is Pink Monkey, is that appropriate? Was that a thing? Is that a porn site, or is that where we cheated for books? Somebody leave a comment in the comment section. I forgot to mention on this bench press thing, it's like I like to bench, and then so I'll get like my warm up, and then if I want a front lever, I got to leave it down here. That's why it's really important to have the rack at the appropriate height. Oh, my belly's getting caught on my bench there. So yeah, I think morning workouts, either you're kind of a morning lark and you're getting your best intellectual work done, or you're a morning lark and in my mind, I'm getting the hardest thing done out of the way, which is, to me, working out. I tend to have more brain power after I exercise. There's probably something to do with, what's that book called? Spark, by the Harvard researcher. Oh, it's going to come to me. BDNF, brain-derived neurotropic factor. There we go. There's that science-based stuff. So front lever is easy. I'm just trying to get parallel with the floor, and I'll just warm up with these tucks. There is a phone in my pocket that I need to take care of, and I'm shaking. Oh, so I'll lower that down slowly. We'll retrieve that, get that out of my pocket. That's a great movement. There's like 0.01% tricep involvement with that, but it's just pure back. It's pure back. And I feel like I'm wasting this juicy content, because I'm definitely going to talk about this pairing in a whole separate video later. But in my first video, we're just dropping it all here for you now, because I care about you guys. Do as I say, not as I do. We've got some freestanding 25s here, just kind of floating. Oh, get our bench tug going. Oh, make sure our belly's not showing. Okay, 185 warm up. I think I'm going to do a single at 225, 3 sets of 3 here at 185, and then 135 for a couple of sets of 8. Oh. So we are definitely still in the early stages of getting back into training. You're going to see it on the camera. Like, none of these reps are going to be slow or grindy, or by your vision, very hard. But the idea, again, is that I'm just trying to get back into training. So there's this period where no one session is too stressful, but I need to take into account, again, probably one of the more important things to consider if you're an athlete in your 40s is the totality of volume or stress that you apply to yourself every week. So this has been an experiment that I've been doing for the past month and a half. I have this sort of aspirational workout that I'm trying to get done every week, and I always kind of fall short, meaning I don't really have the work capacity, or I haven't really prioritized or made it a priority to finish these workouts that I have in my mind. And so again, there's a whole list of exercises I'd love to get done, sets and reps I'd love to get done in a week, but I just don't. And that's what kind of keeps me, and it's stuff I've all been able to do in the past. So again, just showing me that I'm in more of a training to train stage, more preparatory phase for the stress and the ride I'm going to bring you guys along on. So no cell phone in the pocket. And I think we got the angle right. I am still shaking. And then that's kind of a longer hold. What I'll end up doing are these kind of frog holds like this. Hold that for a few seconds and then rinse and repeat, 5 sets, of 5 reps for 5 seconds. All right, let's load it up to 225. The 185 felt fine. We're gonna go 225 for a pause. And then I think, guys, tonight is just gonna be front levers and bench. So my aspirational workout split will have to remain partially filled out another week in a row. Once I get this thing all the way filled out, I'll probably share that with you guys. That will be my official training split and training block that I'm gonna probably run for. I mean, the one I have imagined in my head, it's pretty awesome. I think we'll run that for like 8 weeks or so. And maybe peak, get some test numbers, maybe throw down some fast sprints, get like a little vertec action, see how high I can actually jump. None of my numbers, I'm just going to qualify this because I just saw a video of me sprinting this morning. None of this is going to be internet impressive, but I think that's half the fun. The journey is going to be about seeing just a regular dude, somebody hopefully you can relate to, just a regular dude getting after it in his own basement and using sound training principles to be the most that he can be. Because, yeah, we're 40, but we're not dead. There's all sorts of sound bites here that I want to drop, but we got to talk about mornings. 225. Let's try to get a real pause here. Try to get a real pause. I don't know what it looks like on the camera, but I've been enjoying like a more narrowish grip these days. So kind of half a thumb pad on the knurling. All right, we'll get a big arch. Let's go 2-second pause, big fast pull, and then we got to immediately put it back down so we can do our front levers. Okay, that was way harder than I wanted. That pause made things real. So, I mean, honestly, that was a 9.5. So like RP is tricky, right? Dude, this is just content gold. Are we gonna really get into a conversation about RP? Let's talk about RP a little bit. This will just kind of be the diarrhea video, mental verbal diarrhea video, so I can get used to talking on camera. We're gonna strap up the front lever too, just FYI. Yeah, RPE is not reps in reserve. Hot take, hottest of takes, guys. These are all good videos. So 5 seconds here. Go back into the tuck. No tension here. Go back. Go back. Go back. Oh. Last one here. I'm not going to do 5. Oh. Hi, dude. I'm tall. Thank you. Daddy's working out because I didn't do it this morning. Is that bad? When should Daddy work out? The correct answer is the morning, so that I can hang out with you. See how we did that? Circled it all back. Okay, workout is getting so spicy. I got to lose the Kirkland signature swag and unveil the Urban Outfitters greatest workout tank in the world. That's just cats, baby. Is that showing up on the camera? Ooh, cats. Wow. First thoughts filming my workouts. Nothing more humbling than filming yourself and just kind of seeing, wow, I don't look like an IG model. What am I thinking posting this on the internet? But again, I think just a dose of realism for the internet. Look, just a regular dude. I'm like you. We're going to become beasts together. I'm going to tell you all the things I know about training, all the things I know about rehab, all the things I know about science and taking care of yourself. And I think together we can make a wonderful pair and get some incredible work done. So I turned 40 in March, and it's been a few months for me then, you could say. And I kind of want to check some things off of my bucket list. Okay. Another hot video topic, physical bucket lists. But we're not even going to get into that. Let's get back to mornings. We'll talk about mornings. I'm going to go re-rack this. We're going to do a few sets of 3 at 185 and get some more bad front levers in. God, those look horrible. I'm really glad I'm filming all this. And because I'm like way out here, I need to be like here. That's what the dudes look like when they're doing it. So I'll figure that out. Anyway, 3 sets of 3, 185, maybe one set of 8. I'm just not feeling it right now. One set of 8 at 135, just to get a little something in, and then we're probably gonna call it. We're gonna call it. This is how badly in shambles we are. We're going to remove the 45s. I could strap up and put it up there, but I don't want to. It's it's a miracle that I'm even here working out. It's a miracle that I'm filming. It's a miracle that I'm talking to the camera. It's kind of therapeutic. It's a little cathartic. I'm going to be real. Suggest filming yourself when you work out just to kind of see what it looks like. Not to get weird about what your body looks like. I'm going to always be making comments about my own body. It's just part of the thing, We're dudes. We care about that stuff. But I don't want this to be a place where we get all weird and toxic about being skinny or super ripped or whatever. Because we're just dudes in our 40s. Who cares? Who freaking cares in the end? So I'm even going to put the clips back on here. What am I doing? So I know I can handle this. I can just beast this thing up there. Give myself a little medial epicondylitis. No big deal. Little golfer's elbow for our troubles. Because, yeah, in the end, I'm a little detrained. And that's okay. We're on the comeback tour. So we're lined up here. I need 185. We're going to do 185 the lazy way. No, we're not. Because we're not going to end up some meme on the internet. Safety first, boys and girls. All right, so before we commence 3 sets of 3 of 185, let's talk some habits to help you get things going in the morning. The classic one, the one you'll hear on every fitness blog, article, YouTube channel, TikTok, what have you, is to lay out your clothes in the morning. Sometimes I'll shower at night and wear for me, it's basketball. I do a lot of basketball in the morning. I'll wear my workout clothes in the morning or have them right on the floor next to me when I gotta get out of bed. So again, my morning lark routine, my guys in our 40s, we work out in the morning. We work out at 5 a.m. Rule is that my clothes are right there and I can just jump into them. And that at least gets the gears turning as far as like, this is the habit, this is part of the routine, this isn't a big deal, this is just what we do, and we get after it. I guess rule number 2, let's do this set and then we'll talk about more stuff. Another hot tip, and this is for future Sean and possibly the internet. We might just have like a 45-minute video for our first video. Another hot tip is don't put your lav mic right up to your throat when you're bench pressing. That was one of the grossest things I've ever heard on an RPE 9.5 with 225, because that's where we're at. So I'm going to leave it by my crotch and just see if it doesn't dull the sound, dim the sound, dull the sound, dampen the sound. Thank you. Dampen the sound a little bit while we get in these reps. There's 4, definitely not 5 seconds, but man, there's so much stuff I want to talk about. Like, what is 5 by 5 by 5 seconds? It's not even the real protocol, but more science stuff. Berlin method, Berlin protocol. We'll talk about it. I'm really feeling it. So I promise this workout is getting shorter and shorter every time I turn on the camera. I promise I'm going to do 2 more sets here and then we are going to stop. But let's get into our other morning tips. So, all right. So, tip number 2, big thing for getting out the door and starting your morning workout on time is, this seems obvious, but get to bed at a reasonable hour. I was talking about how it was 7 o'clock and I'd like to already be in bed. That is not far from the truth. When I'm really disciplined, and we'll get into this a little bit, when I'm really disciplined, I go into bed and I'm reading my book, preferably something from the Rebecca Yarrow series from the Empyrean, and I'm reading about dragons and Xaden and Violet Sorrengail getting it on, and that stuff just puts me to sleep. So that's really important. So take your sleep hygiene seriously. All my thoughts on sleep can basically be summed up in the appendix of the book by Matthew Walker, PhD, called Why We Sleep. That has the most practical, evidence-based, evidence-informed, ad nauseum, like infinite evidence. It's actually, honestly, a very tough read because all he does is talk about all the studies he wrote to back up what he says, which is important, but as a casual reader on the topic, it's going to be pretty boring to check out. Anyway, he has a whole appendix about sleep hygiene and how to get into bed. And so, chief among those is no blue light a couple hours before bed. So I'm actually blowing that because I keep staring at my camera doing this workout. And, having routine. I remember that being a big part of it, is that you can't really change your bedtime all the time. So it can't be 7 o'clock one night, midnight the other night, and then Monday you suddenly turn on a switch and you're like, oh, I'm going to go to bed at 9 p.m. My life, again, as a 40-year-old male with kids and a job, it's pretty boring. I get to bed at 9 p.m. just about every single night. I really have a tough time when I'm looking at the clock and it's saying 10 p.m. and people want to still have my attention and expect me to be conscious. So having a regular bedtime is important, and reading the appendix to Matthew Walker's Why We Sleep is very important. So sleep hygiene, I guess the caption for that is, you got to have good sleep hygiene, otherwise this whole thing falls apart and you can't get in your workout. You don't get in your workout, then you don't achieve your athletic goals or physical performance goals, physical capacities. What's the other thing we kept saying? Physical competencies. Physical competencies was big. And, you're just like every other 40-year-old dude. And that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to, beat the status quo. Be something more. Because it's okay. It's okay to still have physical goals and be a physical person even when you're 40. In fact, I would argue it's necessary. It should be part of every 40-year-old's regimen. Okay, let's bench. Okay, my elbows were really feeling it before, so I'm going to put on my straps. Holy moly. Here we are, last set of the day. Filming definitely adds 40% more time to your workouts, so I'm going to have to be even more organized about these. It's really easy to ramble to the camera. You get this lav mic going, and then the thoughts just start flowing. Dang, bars. So we got our last set of 3, 185 bench, front lever, and then I got to shower and get this night routine going. My sleep hygiene is going to be in the toilet because it's already, what did I say, 8:10, 8:15, and my bedtime is 9 p.m. So we are definitely cutting it close. So let's get this in, and let's call it good for our very first video. Congrats to me. Bench is done. We did a horrible 9.5 RPE 225 bench. And then we did a bunch of sets of 3. Gosh, they look fast on camera. What did they feel like? They were probably more in the 3 to 4 reps in reserve. And not that it's 1-to-1, but I'd put that, they felt like, oh gosh, RPE 7s, which is kind of what I was going for. So we'll take it. We'll take it. One case where RIR and RPE are kind of in line with each other. And I'm just stalling because I don't want to do these front levers, which looked a little bit better. All right, that's it for me. If you can put any of that rambling together, you will have learned and found out that if you're a dude over your 40s, in your 40s, over 40, what have you, and you're trying to get some fitness goals, some athletic goals, some strength, speed, vert, whatever kind of goals, athletic goals. 40-year-old athlete. That's what, come on, it's the namesake. Athlete over 40. If you're trying to get that stuff together, it's got to happen in the morning. So try to read that book by Matthew Walker. Try to lay out your clothes tonight. I'm going to go take a shower, lay out my clothes, get ready for basketball in the morning. Maybe we'll talk about my training split and how I'm dealing with playing basketball 3 to 4 times a week, about 90 minutes at a time. So more to come. Catch you guys on the next one.